Hey everybody, it's Charlie and I'm back. So today I'm going to talk about the top things that you should know about the Black non-binary experience. For me, this is a topic that I get asked a decent amount in my everyday life. For many people in my life, I am the first non-binary person that they have met, and for some people also the first Black queer person. So the combination of the two seems like somewhat of a unicorn to them. It comes up pretty naturally when people find out that I'm non-binary, then see that I'm Black. I just see the questions turning in their heads. And usually over the first few months of knowing people, they eventually ask me all of these questions. For me personally, I really value those experiences and like talking through my identities and what they mean to me in relation to the world. But I also know that not everybody shares that same passion, and so I wanted to make this video and talk specifically about the things that I wish that people knew more broadly about those two identities, and especially when they interact together in one human being. So for me, I think that the biggest disservice that we do to both of those identities is that we treat them like they are only one thing. And that was something that was hard for me, especially when I first got started really discovering either of those identities. When I did start developing my identity as a Black person, I thought that it needed to look one certain way. I went natural and started reading as much Angela Davis and MLK and Malcolm X and Audre Lorde, Alice Walker as I could get my hands on. I thought that to be Black meant that I had to think Black, I had to act Black, I had to listen to Black music. But the biggest thing that I needed to learn from that experience is that being Black is a skin color. And in America, we have twisted that. In the United States, we have weaponized race. And since we have done that, Black does have a meaning and does have political and emotional and societal weight. I grew up with people who believed in colorblind philosophies of seeing the person and not their skin, but that also led them to not address the cultural racism that pervades American society in general. But when it comes to everyday Black people, we have the same breadth of personalities, interests, desires, hobbies as any other race. Similarly, when I first dug into my queer identity, I thought that I needed to wear like flannel every day and be as androgynous as possible. So I went out of my way to not wear anything too overtly feminine or too overtly masculine, because I thought that for me to be read as non-binary, I needed to be middle of the road. But the truth is that my personal expressions of my non-binary identity tend to be more masculine. That is just my truth in the world. Similarly, the expressions of my Blackness tend to be nerdy, just deeply, deeply nerdy. They are, yeah, that's me. But for Black nerds, blurds, and Black non-binary folks everywhere, I think that the greatest disservice that we do to those communities is try to paint them into a box and make them believe that they can only be and think and do and be interested in one or two things, and that those are the only things that validate their identity. That belief was so negative for me for so long, and I don't want that for anybody. So I'm here today to say, for all of you who are Black non-binary folks or who have Black non-binary folks that you love in your life, the best thing that you can do is to embrace them for who they completely are in themselves and stay curious to know them more. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. If you have any other feedback that you think would be helpful for people who are trying to support Black non-binary folks, or if you are a Black non-binary folks, thanks for showing up. I hope this helps you, and share this with your community. And I'll see you guys next time. Deuce.